أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, most merciful. O you who believe, fasting has been prescribed for you as it was prescribed for those before you, so that you may become pious.
Simi, what do you think about it?
What do I think in regards to
About fasting.
about fasting?
And why people fast and why...
Because they have to.
No, but beyond that. Because when you're hungry and you're hungry for 14 hours, you realize that not everyone has food all the time.
You get to practice self-control. A lot of times we give in to temptations, especially food, it's of course it's a huge temptation. But if you practice self-control, you do end up realizing that you can control yourself and you don't really necessarily have to give in to temptations.
I think we focus too much on the food.
What?
Fasting is not just about not eating. It's a whole set of things that you have to abstain from, a whole code of conduct. I mean, a fast should be you control your language, you control your thoughts, you not only not eat, you pray, you stay away from everything that's supposed to exemplify self-control for a Muslim.
Plus it builds solidarity to have everyone doing it at the same time. Just because, last year was my freshman year and we had Ramadan right after I came, and it was a really big, I think a really big part of it is sharing that experience with other people and knowing that there are thousands of people across the world who are doing the same thing at the same time.
Question: how is it different in Williams, like fasting here, either in Williams College or in the United States, than wherever you're from?
I was gonna say it's kind of harder here because at home, especially with your parents and everything, a lot of time your parents can make you do things or encourage you to do things, or you're surrounded by people, like they'll take you to the masjid every night and you'll pray Tarawih. But here, if you want to do that, you're gonna go read it yourself, and you gotta wake up yourself to eat suhoor every morning. So I mean,
And by home he means not just he means Boston.
just so it's clear, I'm from Massachusetts, so.
Because he has a big community back where he lives in Boston. I have a big Muslim community back where I live in New York, and I'm sure people that are from international, they live in a Muslim country, so it's probably a lot easier there when you're surrounded with everybody that's doing the same.
Thank God that at least we have each other here to make a small community.
Living Ramadan here made me understand one more thing about empathy we talked about.
Yeah, because if you're doing it surrounded by people, for those of us who grew up in Pakistan, for me especially, because you see it day in and day out, it's not really of any added value, any special value, because you've been doing it day in, day out, you've been born so yeah. Where was I going? Yeah. So yeah, I mean, coming here, it kind of does make you feel as if you're more special because you're part of a smaller community. You're in solidarity with a group of people. So it means more. I mean, I identify more as a Muslim here than I did in Pakistan.
When we'll fast together for Allah to help and strengthen our iman. So many of our brothers and sisters all across the land, they have no food to eat at all, and they need a helping hand. When we fast from morning till the night to fulfill Allah's command, we feel the hunger and thirst they feel, and it helps us to understand.
Do you guys have anything to add that you think people should know?
We're not sadomasochists. We're not starving ourselves. Why do you guys starve yourselves? That's crazy, But it's more to it than that. It's not inflicting pain on ourselves or anything like that.
Major monotheistic religion has the same concept.
but
They have
not
Yom
the same
Kippur or Lent.
But
It's born from the same concept to impose restraint on yourself and practice things that make you feel empathetic towards people who have less than you. That's why you have Lent, and that's why you have Yom Kippur, and so it shouldn't be just some like isolated, weird, ritualistic thing that we do.
Yes, we've scanned the sky and we've sighted the moon, and we say farewell to Ramadan. And we fast together for Allah to help and strengthen our iman.